Hey there, everybody. How's it going? We are here. It has finally happened. The
Finally.
season finale of the Challenge 38, Ride or Dies. I hate myself because I do love the challenge. So I feel like I don't like talking so negative about it, but thank God
Don't
the
hate
season
yourself.
is
Don't hate
over.
yourself. We're in the same boat. Don't hate
Yeah.
yourself. Don't hate
Yeah.
yourself.
But yeah, we're here to talk about the season finale of the Challenge 38, Ride or Dies.
Right.
Let's get into this thing. Let's start
Celebratory.
it off. All right, so I am John Dunphy. I'm joined, as always, by my ride or die, Mr. Kyle Petty. Gina has been, celebrating the birth of a friend tonight. She has told us that she will only be a little bit late, so hopefully she'll pop in at some point.
She
But
literally had something better to do.
yeah, oh, absolutely. In this case, yes, absolutely,
Good
something
for
better to
her.
do.
Good for her.
But yeah, we're Strat Chat, your favorite reality TV podcast. You know.
Presumptuous. We know.
If you want to find us on the socials, you can do so at Strat Chat Pod. You can see it right down on the little ticker below if you're watching with us. But if you're only listening, at Strat Chat Pod. You can also check out our website www.stratchatpod.com. All right, so let's get into this.
Let's
I
get
guess
into
you
what?
want to should we briefly just kind of run through what we saw in the episode and then kind of just discuss, because there wasn't really much I feel like that actually happened.
No, there
Um,
isn't.
right, like when we got the start of the episode, was actually in first place. Devin and Tori were in second. Anissa and Jordan were in third. And they got right to that first little competition. They had to get into a helicopter and throw chalk bombs down on targets that were on the ground below. Some of the targets had their faces on them and stuff, Um, and now, depending on the order here, so because Banani, they were in first place coming into this, so they got to choose the order, who went first, who went second, who went last. And then also because of how we started, Banani had the most chalk bombs to throw. They got 25. Devin and Tori only had 20, and Anissa and Jordan only had 15. So Devin and Tori won. They did great at this, though. Did you like this part?
They
This
did.
part was kind of fun to watch.
It was fun to
helicopter.
watch. Yeah, this was a good time. This was a good time.
Yeah.
I'll give that.
Yeah. But Benatti did terrible. Devin and Tori, they had 20 chalk bombs. They got 10 of them. Oh, Gina.
can't get in. She can't get in.
Someone send me a link. Oh my God.
I'll send it to her. You go ahead. You go ahead.
Okay. So, yeah, Devin and Tori did great. Anissa, Jordan, and Benani all were pretty terrible. But by winning this section of the final here, this meant that Devin and Tori now got to choose the order in which each pair would leave to go to the next station, the next area of the final. They obviously chose to go first, and made sense. They chose Banani to go last. So Anissa and Jordan were just kind of being left alone, got to leave second. And at the end of this run that they now had to go on, they got to a corn maze. And I love how TJ was like, this is the fork in the road. They have to choose which path they take. And I was like, this is pointless. They just ran to a camp.
I was like, lame.
Right? Like if I was hoping that there was going to be something to the whole, choose the path. If you pick the wrong one, it's really going to screw you. No, they both just ended up in separate little camps. They were kind of trying to figure, hey, Gina.
Hi.
So we're just kind of running through like what happened in the episode. So obviously we talked about the helicopter thing with the chalk bombs, and now we just got to the corn maze.
Gotcha. I was
in
like,
our-
I texted the group chat and then I texted each of you individually, and I was like, someone please let me in, and none of you would let
Oh,
me
Bro,
I'm
have
get
their
the
sorry.
phone
link.
face down because we're podcasting.
Yeah.
Like, I'm here, I
I'm sorry.
promise.
Well, it's good to have you. It's good to have you.
Thank you. Thank you.
So we get to this corn maze. TJ tells us it's the fork in the road. And it was pretty uneventful. They just ran to separate camps. I think Banani and Devin and Tori ended up at the same one, but Anissa and Jordan ended up in a different one. And at this point, they had no idea what was going on. Were they just going to sleep there? What was up? Until some more lights came on and just illuminated the final elimination zone. Okay. And we hear TJ's voice calling out to them, saying, I'm going to say your names. I'm going to say go, and then you have to find me. You have to find me. Okay. They have to run through the maze and find him. God, this whole thing. And hold on. All right. So Devin and Tori found TJ first. Was it Anissa and Jordan were second, right? And then Banani was third. I felt like this was so lame. It's like, Devin and Tori, you got here first, so you're safe. And it just meant that Banani and Anissa and Jordan would have to face off in this elimination.
Yeah.
I do wonder, though, about this. Because of Olivia and Horacio having to exit due to Olivia's injury, do you think this would have been played out differently here? Because if we still had 4 teams in there, like I was even thinking maybe that like the whole idea was to have 2 eliminations, the winning pair from each. Now they're the 2 that go into the final stage. Like, could this have been better? Because it felt so underwhelming the way
They had to have had something else planned.
Unless it was supposed to be 4 people, and then the first one. So like, you're expecting. No, I guess that's stupid. I was gonna say maybe you're expecting 2 people to go to the left and 2 people to go to the right, and then you have the losing of each side going in. But you can't ever guarantee that people would have chosen that way. So
yeah,
I'm debunking myself.
Yeah, this just debunked. But yeah, this just this felt so lame to me. Now the elimination that Banani and Anissa and Jordan had to face off in was a classic. This was a bit different though, right? With the way they did this balls in.
With this end zone. Yeah.
Yeah. How did you feel about this?
I like it.
I was like, this is not how balls in is normally played. No. It's like a lesser version of the game, I feel. And you're doing this for the final?
It's like balls in light.
Right. Yeah, I feel like everything in this episode was something that we had seen elsewhere this season. Just like even like the arrows or whatever. Like I remember Fessy doing that earlier in the season. I was like, we've seen all these things already. Why is this the final?
Yeah.
That's
right.
Lame.
And you could see that even the players themselves were confused by it, because like Nani and Anissa they got into the end zone and they were still going after it, so like it just threw everything off. And I just felt like why the whole point of balls in is for the struggle of getting the ball in the goal.
Yeah.
Right.
Like
not to have this weird zone of safety that I have to be honest, like for me, it did not feel clearly defined. Like, is it just getting the ball in? Did my entire person need to be in? Because if you watch that, there were different moments in different situations where, like, I don't know, like the editing, it looked very unclear to me. I didn't really know what the parameters were for this. I did not like this end zone.
No, yeah, I completely agree with you.
No.
Did not like this at all. And it was during this, there was a point where Anissa and Jordan actually had the lead in this balls in competition. They were up 2-1. Bananas tied it up 2-2, and then it was down to Nani and Anissa. And this is where Anissa's ankle and I guess her knee also at this point officially gave out. She definitely seemed to be in a lot of pain. And I actually like was going to give her a hard time for a second, because all final we've seen her be so like cautious, doesn't want to run too hard or put too much pressure on the ankle. And then I was like, now she's in this sand pit with Nani like running full force into her. And I was like, how serious could this be? But when she went down and like the screams that she was letting, you could see that she actually really was in a lot
rough,
of pain.
yeah.
So I did feel bad that was how this season ended for her. But
I feel bad too, but I think it's time. It's time.
Yeah.
Let's stop now. Let's stop. Enough.
Yeah.
Just do your podcast. You're one of the best to never win. Isn't that most of our stories in life? Like, you are us. Like, it's fine. Yeah. We get it. We respect you. Like, it's fine.
Yeah.
You know,
we're all losers too.
Right. Right. Exactly. There's no shame in it. There's no shame. Just go sit down. Go sit down. Because you're going to really give yourself some troubles in a few years. You're going to regret these things.
Yeah.
Get into all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
Yeah.
But, yes, Bonatti won this elimination. Aneesa and Jordan eliminated. And this meant that our final showdown would be between the ride or die pairs of Bonatti and Devin and Tori. So yeah, I mean, it's been this way for a while, but you know, this Kyle, your winner picks, Bonatti here, right on the doorstep. You know,
right
last
there,
ones out of all of our winner picks.
The best I've ever done.
And they would be squaring off in a final elimination called Level Up, which was kind of a mixture of a number of different competitions. I don't know if they were all. I guess I don't remember seeing the cinder block one though. Did we see that? I don't remember that.
I don't think I've seen that either.
Yeah,
I don't remember. There was something with cinder blocks. I feel like maybe there wasn't. Maybe I made that up. I don't know.
No,
it could have been.
I know. I agree. I feel like there was something with cinder blocks as well, but I don't know that it was quite this.
Yeah.
Whatever it was, I don't believe we've ever put together a puzzle that looked like this. Like this was. This still felt new.
Yeah. But so for this elimination, basically there was this long kind of like tunnel hallway sort of thing in the middle of the zone. And in the middle of this hallway was a lever. And on either side of the lever were 4 rooms that each pair would have to work through to get through these obstacles. First pair to get to that lever and pull it, they would be crowned our new challenge champions. All right. The first room, as we mentioned, was kind of those spears you have to pull through the wall. The next was those cinder blocks, 230-pound cinder blocks that you'd have to clear out, put a puzzle together. The next thing was trying to tunnel through some sand to get to the other side and then untangle some kind of chain or something like that. I mean, I guess this could have been fun to watch if it was close the whole time. But Bonatti did great on that first room. They were ahead. We got to the puzzle stage, and Bonatti made not one, but 2 crucial mistakes that allowed Devin and Tori to pull so far ahead that by the time we got to what should have been the most exciting part of this season that has been on for 8 years, Bonatti was just sitting there watching Devin and Tori finish it. And
it just ended with a fizzle and a smudge.
We invested so much time in this season, only for there to be one team left competing against just themselves in the end, because the one team that they were competing against gave up halfway through. So congratulations to Devin and Tori.
Congratulations. You finally got your win.
Yeah.
I saw a lot of people on Twitter too comparing that, like, there were a couple of tweets that I saw of people like, where was everybody that was mad during the challenge USA that everybody quit now that Bananas and Nani are quitting? And like, I get it to a point, but although it's very much not the same quit, you know?
Right.
Yeah, it's very different, very different. Especially because like, it looks like we were always going to be down to 2 pairs at the end. Like one team was eliminated because of injury, unfortunately, and Olivia and Horacio. Clearly, like Aneesa and Jordan were eliminated they didn't quit. They were eliminated from the final.
But not even just that. Like by the time that Bananas and Nani had like, you know what?
Yeah, it was impossible.
Like, there was no way that they were going to catch up. So it was like they fought until they literally were like, there is no possible way that we can catch up.
Right.
It wasn't like they just said, "Oh well, I don't feel like doing this puzzle anymore, and it's outside, so I'm going home." Like
Exactly.
there was still fight in the Challenge USA. This was not the case here.
Yeah, there was nothing they could do to save this. So like this was absolutely not the same quit. No way.
Wasn't Sarah like so far behind, but that like by the time everybody quit, she was able to just like walk through the rest of the final.
Yeah,
like she was so far behind, like stages and stages behind. But because everyone quit, like this.
Yeah, production was basically just like, can you please just finish? If you finish,
we need another winner.
Even still, like
if you finish, you'll win.
Like in this episode, they were far behind, sure, but they were still like, all right, we have to find the cinder block. Like Bananas was like, I will tear down this entire puzzle and rebuild it. They were still trying until they saw how far along Devin and Tori were, and they were like, well, it doesn't really matter now.
Yeah,
right.
And they had
no feasible way to catch up.
Right, because they had already seen a mistake that they had made and taken it down and started rebuilding. And then it was not until they realized again that there's one cinder block somewhere in the middle of these 200 cinder blocks. So we now have to take this whole thing apart again, put it back together, and Devin and Tori already on the last obstacle before the lever. So like, what is the point of this?
Right.
It's over. You literally did the best you could. All you could do is sit down.
Yeah.
Not how I want to see my guy go out, but just sitting basically. Tough watch.
What a bummer.
Tough watch.
What a bummer.
Tough watch.
I was like happy to see Olivia and Horacio make an appearance. You know, it was just good to see them.
I wasn't.
No,
let Olivia go away and go get better. Don't let her appear.
Her poor face.
I know. I felt really bad. Yeah, I felt really bad.
Been happy to appear before us again.
You know, she was like, "Can I just go home, please?"
Exactly. Like I was not happy for her, but it was nice. I
totally agree. It was just for me personally when I saw her walk out, I was like, "Oh, hello, Olivia.
She's fine. She's okay."
God. I cannot wait for Olivia and Horacio to come back and compete again another season. I really just.
Are you seeing the rumors on Twitter?
What's that?
Instagrams looks like they're together.
Really?
I did see something that looked sort of like this, I think. Yeah. Yes.
Oh, I did not see this.
Yes. Yes.
DM
no,
Rocks
I saw that.
You're talking about the reunion.
Hey, DM Rocks.
So yeah. Doing at Michelle.
That's right. I did see this.
Yeah, as excited as I was for this season to end, I am pretty jazzed about the reunion.
Yeah.
Did we have a reunion last season? We didn't, right?
I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
If we did, we missed it.
Right.
Yeah.
It's funny because like you're totally right, Kyle. Like I was so ready for the season to end, but like it's been so long. There were so many good players on it and like a lot of things that happened that like I am excited to see them all get into the same room again together and air out some of this dirty laundry. Finally get to say some things that maybe they didn't want to say in the season because they didn't want to get thrown into elimination or whatever. It's like these reunions can get really good. So I'm excited. I did see
I think we're gonna have a time.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm very excited. Yeah. I did see something. Did you see? Is this a multi-episode reunion?
I did see that.
No.
I think it's two.
I feel like I saw somebody, I forget who it was on Twitter. Somebody was like, yeah, guys, just FYI, part 1 of the reunion is next week.
I couldn't tell if it was a joke or not. I don't know.
No, I guess when I think back, I do believe that there usually are 2 parts, these reunions. When we did get them. It does make me less excited because that totally just bleeds right into Challenge World Championship.
Yeah.
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 Mm-hmm.
But I mean, that's pretty much the final, right? Did we miss anything?
No. Matt wants to know if we're satisfied. Were we satisfied? It ended the way we thought it would end. My winner picks did not win.
Close though. Runners up. Runners up.
My hoping too, and I think
runner-ups because there's a hyphen, so it's connected. So runner-ups is my grammatical vote.
I feel like runners up just like feels better to me.
Can that be the next poll? Make that the next poll. Is it runners up or runner ups?
People are watching us right now. Like, look at these morons.
It's runner ups. It's definitely runner ups. Like, I'm really like doubling down here.
Listen, you might be right.
I hope so.
I'm happy for Tori. I like Tori, and she finally won one. So good job. I'm happy for her.
Yeah, whatever.
What do you think Devin's gonna be like at this reunion?
Delicious. It's gonna be really fun. Matt agrees with John. Runners up.
Whoop.
It just feels, for some, feels better to me for some reason. I don't know.
Listen, I get it. I don't hate runners up.
Yeah. I have a couple of questions for you guys.
Sure.
Were you disappointed there wasn't like a choice? Like I guess I don't know how they would have even decided it because they competed together. But like this ride or dies thing, it felt like there should have been some kind of like, now we're really going to test your ride or die status. You have to make the choice. Do you want to split the money with your ride or die or keep it for yourself? Because like a decision we've seen in past seasons like that, that we didn't get. Were you disappointed we didn't get something like that?
I mean, now that you say it, yes, I hadn't thought about it beforehand. But yeah, that definitely would have spiced this up, especially because I thought this whole final was pretty lame. A corn maze, I do that at Smith's Farm.
Well, my whole thing too about this final, and I think maybe John tweeted it, somebody tweeted it. I don't like, we saw in the Challenge Australia, it was a multi-part, multi-day final, but they were banking up time. And the whole point of like the entire thing was like, whoever cumulatively finished the quickest is going to win. So there was a purpose to the entire final.
Right.
We had like a 3 or 4 day final here, but every day they all started at the same starting point. So why did we watch all of these other days of this final that didn't matter when all that really mattered was what happened in this episode?
Yeah.
Yeah. And that was another question that I had were the first
all
90...
this time riding exercise bikes for this?
Right. Like, why did we have to watch 2 whole episodes that didn't matter?
Yeah, like were the first 97 hours of this final a complete waste, right? Like anything that you won, like one station, like you get to now decide the order that everybody leaves, or you get to leave 5 minutes before everybody else, like little advantages that ended up meaning nothing in the end.
Literally
because you
nothing.
could have come in last place,
okay,
all the way through, and then if let's say Anissa and Jordan basically in last the entire final, if they had beaten Banani in that elimination, balls in, it would have been Devin and Tori against Anissa and Jordan. You know what I mean? Like there was no point to anything. They should have just gone to the final. Should have just been the zone.
They weren't banking up money. They weren't banking up time. There was no real advantage or disadvantage that they were getting based on when they were finishing, except like someone might be able to start a minute earlier. But like none of it really made a difference. They would all stop and start at the same time every day. So I don't see what the purpose was. They weren't like gaining advantages, or there were competitions where they were sabotaging people, but that only lasted for that day, and then it didn't matter the next day. So why were we fighting so hard for 2 whole episodes when nothing mattered before the corn maze?
Yeah. I'd like to play devil's advocate.
Sure.
The only challenge I would really have to this, I don't object then to the 100 hours. I guess then I object to the editing of it. Like I didn't need 2 90-minute episodes of all these things that didn't matter. I understand that what you were trying to probably do is build up how strenuous these things were, because we're trying to also show you that we're wearing you down during this whole process. Like, this is very exhaustive, this 100 hours, and a quick montage may not have done it justice, but we definitely could have added another element that would have made it more fun. To John's point, like if you would have added that, like, oh, I still had a better total than you. Well, you said it too, Gina.
Right.
I had this better total than you. I can take this money from you. Then at least that gave this some point. This is it's just a total snoozer.
Yeah. I like when they have different, I like when they, I get that it wasn't going to happen this season because it was ride or dies. So you have to stay with your pair. But I like when I see people, trading off partners so that, you never know, like, oh, I'm really glad I got this person for this stage because I want our time to be really good here. And I'm glad I got this person for this one because this isn't as difficult or something. You know what I mean? Like, that randomness of like, oh, you might get screwed because you might get stuck with someone, you know what I mean? That's not good on that particular thing. And now your whole fight, and like the time is being banked, like Gina said, the whole time. And like by the end of it,
we saw that in All Stars, didn't we? Did like the swapping of people?
I think so.
Didn't they do that once in All Stars? Maybe not the last one, but the one before.
But like, I mean, we saw it in USA and Australia too.
Yes. Yeah, that's right. That's right. The swapping of the partners too is not even like the big thing for me. It's really just like there needs to be some kind of time element or something. Like there should be a clear advantage to coming right for the first 97 hours. We earned this first place spot, and it's given us this huge advantage. It's like, no, like I busted my ass all this time to come in first place. And then if Devin and Tori didn't get to TJ first and weren't automatically safe, they might have been going home after being in first for almost the entire final, just because they might, if by chance they were the slowest ones to get through the corn maze to TJ.
Took a wrong turn somewhere, yeah.
Right. All of that first place, all the good stuff they had done for the first 97 hours of the final would have been meaningless. And it was meaningless. It still was.
Yeah. It definitely could have been edited down.
Yeah.
But then a montage wouldn't have really told us how strenuous it was. But like, I still didn't come out of this feeling like it was. There was a portion of this, like Tommy had pointed out, like, I think it was like maybe going from elimination to like the final end of this or something. Like, well, what did they do all day? Because like it ended at night and then it began at night. And I was like, what's happening? Like, there's so much that we're missing. Like,
I feel like they're probably just resting and eating and hanging, like relaxing, right? What I mean,
yeah, which means that is this really a 100-hour final then? No,
I think it was just it lasted 100 hours, but they probably did nothing for 40 hours of it. It was 40 hours of just sleeping,
eating, and resting, and like just hanging out all day. Like, what did you do? There was no challenge during. I don't know. It's really weird to me.
I just feel like it's funny. I feel like there's a lot of negative things to say about the season, but there's also like a lot. Like it was a fun season. There were moments that I was really loving this season. It just felt like it went on way too long. I feel like the final that we got, I was excited for it, and it ended up not being like anything that I expected or wanted. Like
too long.
We should have known as soon as Olivia got injured. We should have just stopped watching.
I don't disagree.
But yeah, the only other question I had was, what did you think about Devin and Tori sharing some of the money with their fellow finalists? $38,000 each. They were giving. Nice. They said that they wanted to do this to try to make this a tradition, following after what CT and Casey, I think he said did, right?
Yes,
giving $50,000 to second and third place. Do you like this? Is this too friendly? How do you think this influences the game moving forward now? Like these players now, are they less likely to target each other? Because, well, Devin and Tori, we can't go after them. They gave us a bunch of money. You know what I mean? Like, does this make it harder? Does it make it harder for like newer players coming in to break into like the alliance of the veterans because they're all like have each other's backs, they're sharing money, you know what I mean? Like, does it impact the game at all or influence it in any way?
No, I don't think so, because it's really just up to those people that are in there in that moment. I think it would only impact you if now you're third and you don't do it, then you're impacted. Yeah, I will like to note the fact that there is inflation here in play, and you decreased the shared winnings by 12,000. I thought that deserves to be noted.
Yeah, they said 38,000 for season 38.
Right, that's really nice, but if you're trying to live up to what they did the last time, you at least have to match it. Like,
well, I did see, because apparently they gave to everybody. So apparently CT and Casey gave 50 grand each to second and third place, but Devin and Tori gave 38 grand to second, third, and fourth place. So technically they would have given away more money in that case.
Okay. All right. Then I'm for the 38. Thank you for doing a nice thing. Thank you.
I did see some discourse about this too, of people saying like, yeah, it's a really great thing that he did. It's really nice that they like shared the money like that, but they shouldn't have to. Like, people were saying, why is there no like runner-up prize, or like why is there nothing as you go down that like they feel like they have to pay out their competitors?
Hasn't there been in the past like a smaller money prize?
Yeah, there used to be like a tiered thing. Absolutely.
Yeah. Right.
Absolutely.
That's what I thought.
Matt wants to know where we would rank this season in comparison to others.
I don't really get to answer this one, so this is on you.
That's a very hard question.
Yeah, that's really hard because, when I watched the challenge, I didn't watch with that pair of eyes. Like, I didn't realize I was watching something that I would ever discuss. When I watched the challenge, I thought I was the only person that watched it. Like, it was I thought it was the most unpopular thing. Like, I didn't know there was such a fandom online about it. So, like, even when they gave it these title cards of like, like rivals and these things, I never thought to remember this as like challenge history or challenge lore. I didn't realize the universe that I was already in, if that makes sense. I'd have to go back and really read some things to be reminded of some other ones. We're right out of the gate. The fresh meat seasons.
Yeah.
They're already they're right at the forefront for me. I did not even matter one or two. Both were amazing. Battle of the Bloodlines was incredible.
Yes, it was. That was a very good season.
Yeah, and I enjoyed all versions of War of the Worlds.
War of the Worlds was a lot of fun,
especially with Paulie and Cara Maria. I always mention that, and that's still newer school to some people. There's still some old school seasons that are good, but like we're talking about newer stuff.
I like the Inferno, Cutthroat. You know what I mean? Like, there are some really good seasons out there.
Oh, of course. If we're gonna go there, you have to mention the Gauntlet.
Gauntlet.
Yeah, there's so many eras of the challenge. That's a whole different conversation.
Yeah, I think I'd put this one like,
mind talking about that like on midnight or something. Like, that could be fun.
That would be fun. Yeah.
Yeah, let's
watch
the challenge.
Watch all 38 seasons.
Watch every season of the challenge and then come back.
Meet us on Friday.
Yeah.
On Friday.
No, I could very easily see that. That's the episode Gina will happily miss. We could figure that out.
I guess I would put the season.
I'd love to go back in time.
I would too. I actually want to rewatch. I've watched all the seasons, but like I want to go back and rewatch like a bunch of them. I feel like.
You know what I do? I like to put on Pluto, like Pluto TV, because they've got that challenge channel. And like when I don't know what else I want to put on. I just want like some background noise, and I just don't want Friends on again. Like, I'm like, you know what? I'll just put the challenge on. It's like, oh my gosh! Like, I was like, I forgot about these people, and I feel like I forgot about this. Like, the challenge has looked so different over the years.
It really is incredible, like how much it's changed.
Yeah, it's a different show in so many different years. Yeah, midnight challenge rankings, that'd be fun. Yeah,
should we do like a midnight challenge rankings game night, like play some games while we talk about like random challenge seasons?
That sounds like it's going to be lacking the structure that I would need. That doesn't sound properly moderated, but I would definitely be down for a midnight challenge chat. Absolutely.
I feel like for 38 though, I guess I would put it somewhere middle of the pack. I don't think it was the worst season we've seen. I don't think it was anywhere near the best though. I think it was like down lower in the middle of the pack. like as low as you can get, but still be middle of the pack. But the
this
worst
is only at the
worst of the middle of the pack.
Like the field day days,
right? Because there was some good. there were some good moments, I feel like, earlier on. Like Olivia and Horacio winning tons of eliminations. Horacio set a record, or tied a record for most elimination wins in a season. You know what I mean? Like, you had some good moments. You had
yeah, you're right.
Like,
you're right. It's just this last month was just like a slow march
right.
to death.
I think that's what it is. Like, I do feel like the season started off with a bang. Like, a lot of good rookies. Some of the rookies not afraid to go after the vets, where we've seen other seasons where like the vets just steamrolled the rookies right from the start. I felt like the beginning of the season started off pretty good, and then it just sort of fizzled out as we got, as we moved, over time here. This season was so long. It was so long.
Funny? I think it started to get bad once all the rookies left.
Yeah.
Once we started to run out of rookies, it was like, I don't care anymore.
Same old.
Just say, yeah, exactly. Yep.
Should we
want more rookies?
Yeah. Have they? I would love to just do like a straight up break them into two teams to challenge rookies versus vets. Like, they have to work against each other. You know what I mean? Like,
is that not just every season though?
Well, I feel like most seasons we see the rookies come in and some of them might talk a big game, and then a lot of them will just defer to the vets. And it'll be mixed. Like, I want to see all the rookies come in out for veteran blood. You know what I mean? Like,
no. Can I get a season of all rookies that is not Challenge USA, that's dumbed down? I want like a good old fashioned challenge, all rookies, no vets. Let's just play the challenge,
Yeah.
Which is what we got, like a baby version with Challenge USA,
a baby version,
Challenge Australia. But like, if that was our test season, like, we know it can work. Just put brand new people in this to start a whole new thing.
Yeah.
Yes. And then let them get some history and then mix them into the vets. That'd be fine. Then we can do like maybe like a rookies versus vets, because they're still going to view them as rookies, but like, let them get some history. Let them get learn the game.
Yeah.
Learn the game. Give them a fighting chance.
Right.
Let's not set our rookies up for failure.
There are so many vets that there are so many vets that I still really like, but like, there are a lot of vets that I feel like I'm growing weary of. like it's just like, let's change this thing up. Let's mix it up,
Yeah. Brett says he's been waiting to audition for Fresh Meat 3 since like 2014.
Hey.
Exactly. Like, what happened?
Fresh Meat.
Bring back Fresh Meat. I don't even understand why it stopped in the first place.
Right.
Yeah. We need more.
It's just, I think it's getting a little stale. Some of this.
It is.
It's it's the same people with the same beef, having the same arguments season after season.
Yeah.
Like,
episode after episode. There's not even enough new beef that we have to we have to keep pounding the same storyline into you. Like
we got I think in total we had 19 episodes. I think if you took every portion that was Tori and Jordan drama, it was like 4 full episodes on its own. You know what I mean?
And
like,
I feel like
we
don't it.
like we don't need this. Like, I want to see more about Olivia and Horacio and Colleen and Kim and Johnny and Raven. Give me more of that. Like, why do I have to hear about Tori and Jordan having relationship problems, working through things, doing that? Like, it's been going on for years. I don't need this story anymore. Like,
although it did wrap up nice. It did wrap up nice.
It did. I will say that it did.
It was nice that he was rooting for her in the embrace.
Yeah.
Good for them.
But yeah, I mean, hey, I think that's all I got for Challenge 38 Ride or Dies.
Yeah. I'd like to vote that we do not reconvene for the reunion, actually. We'll just talk about it on social media.
Yeah.
Take a challenge hiatus. We're done.
Sure.
We could maybe I'll do some live tweeting or something during the reunion,
Oh yeah. I'm gonna watch. I just
I'll definitely watch.
Just
if anybody wanted to jump into a space, if something crazy happens at the reunion, I'd be down for that too.
Oh yeah. I'm down for a
A little Twitter space.
That's me muddling through this all this.
Yeah. But all right, so that is it. That's the Challenge 38 Ride or dies. Thank you, everyone that has watched and listened, for coming on this 12-year journey with us.
Arduous journey.
Yeah. So what do we have coming up tonight? In 15 minutes, we will be going down under, talking about the latest episode 9 of Survivor, Australian Survivor AU. So we'll be doing that in 15 minutes. And then next week, what do we got? Next week we just have Australian Survivor. That's it, right?
Wow, we only have one show.
Yeah.
Wow, only one show.
And will we be doing that Monday and Thursday? Is that or just Thursday, or what's the plan for that?
We didn't have a plan.
Oh, we'll talk.
I wouldn't mind Monday and Thursday. It's still a lot to do 3 episodes in one night, you know?
Absolutely.
If we're available Monday, if we're available.
I'm totally on board, yeah. I'm totally on board
I like
for that.
So yeah, Monday at 9:30.
We'll confirm everything, and we'll figure
we're
it out.
Gonna find out what this Simon cookie idol is.
Oh, thank God! Yeah. All right. Well, if you would like to find us on the socials, you can do so at StratChatPod. We're on Instagram, we're on Twitter. Check us out, and you can head to our website. Kyle works very hard on our website. I will have you all know. www.stratchatpod.com. Check it out. I think that's it. Any other thoughts for the benefit of the community? I'm about to wrap this sucker up.
No, that is it. Goodbye, Challenge 38.
Goodbye, Challenge 38. Thank God.